WILDHEARTS TCG is a new indie project looking to take the world of TCGs by storm. Its Kickstarter will launch in January. However, its Kickstarter page and its companion TTRPG Kickstarters page is already live to be followed. On top of that, there's a Discord link in either the pinned comments or in the description where you can join and request to demo the game. However, before that, why don't I walk you through a game I did with one of the developers for the game and explain some mechanics. To start off, there's 3 columns like in Marvel Snap, and each column can hold 4 creatures. Each column has a location, also like in Marvel Snap, that has an effect, but that's where the similarities pretty much end. Each location provides a certain amount of victory points, or VP, at the end of each round. VP is rewarded to the player with the most amount of power at each location. Well, with some exceptions. Unlike in Marvel Snap, there's an extra zone called the Judge's Deck. Before the round starts, a card will be flipped from the Judge's Deck that will determine if a location is inactive, meaning that no points can be scored in that location. That's mostly all you need to know before the game. I'll be releasing a full gameplay guide in the future, but right now, let's get into the match. Each player starts the game with 2 locations. The player with the lowest combined power amongst their familiars gets to kick a location. The player whose location gets kicked gains the initiative, meaning they go first during the first round. Randy kicks his own location, meaning he gains initiative. Jade charges Straight Training, which will allow him to give +1 power to any creature after he uses it to play a card. Randy charges Fury Potion, which will allow him to destroy his own creature to give his familiar +2 power whenever he uses it to play a card. Both players have power in mind right out the gate. Randy deploys Infernander to location 2, triggering its effect, for which gives it +1 power since it's currently winning the location. Jade responds by deploying Chrism to location 3. Chrism has an ability to gain block, which lets it dodge any harmful effects that an opponent might do to it. Randy keeps up the pressure by dropping Ferritune in location 2. This allows him to look at the top X cards and add 1 to hand. X equals the amount of magic allies in the same field. Jade responds by using Illusion in location 2 to help mediate the power bonuses that Infernander gives itself by giving -1 power to any creature. The Judge's Deck is flipped in every location it is in play. Randy starts off the round by casting Foxtail Necklace. It's a 0-cost card that charges itself as a resource and allows you to draw a card. It also has speed, so Randy is allowed to play another card. He follows up by playing Siltsune in location 1, so he'll be winning it. Siltsune has the ability to move a familiar, so he pulls Ferritune to location 1 from location 2. Jade plays Ignition in location 2. Ignition's ability will trigger and give each familiar he controls +1 power. Strength Training triggers and Ignition gains 1 power. Randy plays Latticeer in location 2, discarding a random card to give -4 power to a creature. Randy discards an ally and targets Illusion for Latticeer's effect. Infernander triggers since an ally was discarded and gives Ignition -1 power. Passes his turn without doing anything, which allows him to take initiative from Randy. Randy follows up by passing without doing anything. Randy wins 2 locations worth a total of 7 VP, where Jade wins 1 location worth a total of 3 VP. Round 2 begins by Jade charging Alistair's Guide, which allows Jade to move a same subtype ally to an adjacent field to give a familiar +1 power when it's used to play a card. Randy charges Pick Arrow, which allows him to give a card speed when it's used to play a card. Jade has the initiative, so he drops Chrism in location 2. Randy drops Infernander in location 3, gaining a power for currently winning that location. Jade drops Illusion in location 3, hoping to manage that Infernander's power. Randy drops Ferritune in location 3. The Judge's Deck is flipped and location 3 is locked. Jade casts Terrorchick in location 1 as Guardian, which makes it the only targetable card in its location, and it also gives Ignition block. Alistair's Guide triggers and moves Ignition to location 1, giving Illusion 1 power. Randy plays Ash Heap in location 2. Fury Potion triggers, KOing Latticeer to give Infernander 2 power. Ash Heap had speed, so Randy follows up by casting Double-Edged Hit to move Ash Heap to location 1. Double-Edged Hit gives -2 power to Terrorchick, triggering Ash Heap to steal Terrorchick. Jade casts Airing, our card reveal for today. To learn more about the specifics, check out the short on the screen. But for now, all you need to know is Airing comes down in location 1 and KOs Jade's stolen Terrorchick, providing itself with a +1 power bonus. Strength Training triggers, giving +1 power to Ignition. Airing had speed, so Jade passes, allowing him to keep the initiative. Randy flips the inspiration both players start the game with to move Infernander to location 1. Since Jade has already passed, the turn order goes back to Randy. Randy passes with no more actions taken. Jade wins 1 location worth 4 VP and Randy wins 1 location worth 3 VP. Round 3 begins and both players charge a resource face down. Jade plays Chrism into location 3. Randy follows up by playing Infernander in location 2, gaining 1 power for winning that location. Jade plays Illusion in location 2 to minimize Infernander's power. Randy plays Ferritune in location 1. Whistleblower from the Judge's Deck makes field 1 inactive. To understand this round, I need to explain Judge's Decree. Judge's Decree is a 3-cost card that lets you cast a card from your hand for free and then end the round. If the turn goes to Randy, Randy can play a card using Pick Arrow to give it a speed and then proceed to play Judge's Decree to allow him to secure 1 or 2 locations. With that in mind, I'm going to dump my resources in a Hail Mary. Let it be known he did end up having Judge's Decree, so there's not much I could have done but this. Jade casts Giant Growth, giving +6 power to Illusion and drawing 2 cards. Alistair's Guide triggers, moving Ignice into location 2 and giving +1 power to Illusion. Giant Growth has speed, so Jade casts another Giant Growth on Illusion. Strength Training triggers, giving +1 power to Chrism. He then passes, retaining initiative. Randy plays Momentum Shift, targeting Illusion and his Infernander. Illusion's power counters go to Infernander, and then Illusion is forced back to the bench. Fury Potion KOs Siltsune, giving Infernander 2 power. Randy casts Take Flight, which allows him to move Ferritune to location 3, and plays Momentum Shift from his discard pile as a resource. Randy plays Ambush, which allows him to flip cards on the top of his deck till he hits 2 1-cost allies and play them into location 3. He hits Seltsune and Sealin. Seltsune triggers moving Infernando to location 3. Sealin triggers moving Jade's Ignition to location 3. Randy follows this up by casting Latticeer into location 2 and passing. Randy wins both active locations for a total of 7 points. At this point, Jade can't win since the most points he could win would be a total of 10 points and the point difference is at 10. And considering the cards in Jade's hand, he'd only be able to play 2 cards with 5 resources, whereas at this point Randy has revealed that he not only has Judge's Decree, but will be sitting at 8 resources. Randy really did a number on me, but don't let that dissuade you from trying out the game yourself. You should join the Discord and request a tutorial game to learn how to play. They host Learn to Play events every Friday at 7 PM Central and will work in scheduling matches on other days if you aren't free then. Be sure to check out WILDHEARTS TCG. Randy really did a number on me, but don't let that dissuade you from trying out the game yourself. You should join the Discord and request a tutorial game to learn how to play. They host Learn to Play events every Friday at 7 PM Central and will work in scheduling matches on other days if you aren't free then. Be sure to check out WILDHEARTS TCG.